Now, I will say that for mandatory access control and discretionary access control, no job interview or job will be asking you about it. It's because access control models like this they're already built into systems. Windows has been using discretionary access control for decades, and you may not even have realized that. Government and military systems use mandatory access control as far as I know, but I'm not in the government sector or the military. And corporations are increasingly using role-based access control as a more efficient way to manage user accounts. But before we get to know these access control security models, we have to know why we use them. And that goes back to understanding need to know and least privilege. And real quick, the other reason you're not going to be asked to explain mandatory access control or discretionary access control in job interviews is because job interviews are for real life. They're not looking to quiz you on whether you actually took an exam or not. They don't care about that. They see CISSP or entry-level cybersecurity on your exam. They're not going to be like, oh, you got this exam? Let me quiz you on the contents of the exam real quick. I mean, they might, but why though? It's a waste of time for them and a waste of time for you, really. They would probably ask more about what types of access control management software have you worked with or know about. But if by chance they do ask you about it, you'll be ready to explain at least the 3 we will go over in this video. You get what I'm saying, right? With IT job interviews, security job interviews, it's not a series of questions of what you learned in your books. It's a series of questions of what you have learned and how you can bring it to make their company a better place. That's the beauty of the CISSP exam. You may study it and take an exam, but in doing so, and even if you fail the exam, you will have gained so much knowledge that job interviews that revolved around risk management will be no match for you anymore. Same with this entry-level exam. And I'm just not saying that. I helped pass CISSPs for years, and that's one of the first things they mention months or years after passing, that they're better equipped knowledge-wise to talk to people, and sometimes they talk even better than their own bosses. And a whole level of office interaction revolves around just that, when your boss knows you're smarter than them, or they see you as a threat to their own position. It'll happen to you. Just watch. It happens to the best of us. Not me, though. I get along with everyone at all times. I don't play office politics. I don't play any of that. I come in, do my work, and get out. People know what my deal is. They ask me to stay for Stacy's birthday party cake or something. I'm like, nope, no time for that. I got my own thing going on. They're like, okay, Luke's not gonna make it to the birthday bash. I'm like, nope, I'm not. I got better things to do. Anyway, the IC Squared syllabus for the entry-level cybersecurity exam only has listed to understand principle of least privilege, but doesn't mention need to know as of today's date, May 28th, 2022. So to keep things in scope, let's just talk about least privilege. But remember, for the CISSP exam, you will have to know about need to know and least privilege. I guess they're consolidating need to know along with least privilege since this is a beginner certification. This entry level, they're like, maybe you just don't need to know. You need to know least privilege first. It's a beginner cert. But how I look at it is it's not a beginner cert. This course that you're listening to, the Sonic Project, is not a beginner cert course. It's a prep course for the CISSP. And when I say a prep course for the CISSP, sure, yeah, the content is reflective of the greater amount of information you need to know for the CISSP. But what I really want to convey, what I mean as a prep course is this. You get to know what it takes to study for the CISSP. It's a big commitment. It's going to take you many months of exhaustive reading, studying, taking practice questions, getting frustrated, being in constant doubt of your abilities and understanding. Like you read one thing and then you read something else that contradicts what you read in the first place, and you don't know which one to follow or who to ask for clarification, or reading one thing one day and forgetting it 3 days later, or just not understanding a topic at all. These are all common adventures on the journey to the CISSP. But if you're stuck with this video course so far, you are in fine shape already, sir or ma'am. Think of this not as a prep course for the CISSP, but a prep course to see if you can handle your stamina, your energy, your life force on the journey to the CISSP. And as immense as I make it sound, as difficult as I make the CISSP sound, and as easy as this exam may be, just remember, it will be worth it. It may be difficult for you to understand this right now, but another common theme of the CISSP is that you don't know if it was worth it or not until seconds after you pass. It's a lovely feeling, and I hope you feel it one day. This entry-level certification is going to be easy for you. Don't worry about this. You're going to pass this one easy. Frankly, between you and me, I think I put in a little too much effort in creating this video course. This video course for the entry-level exam is a little too detailed. I just went all out. I promise you, the feeling of passing the CISSP exam is incomparable to any difficulty you are going to go through to study for it. And I know you will get that feeling one day. You will.